Hard work can give you almost everything you want in life. It can help you reach your goals, improve your skills, and create a better future for yourself. But even with all these benefits, most of us still find hard work very difficult. It feels uncomfortable, so we avoid it and put it off. Now just imagine how different your life would look if your brain liked hard work just as much as it likes scrolling on social media. Imagine how much you would get done, how quickly you would grow, and how much closer you'd get to success. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make that happen. I'm going to show you 3 simple secrets that train your brain to actually love doing the hard work. Now let's get into the first secret, the hidden reason your brain avoids hard work. There's a small part in the human mind that quietly stops most people from ever enjoying hard work. You can't see it, but it shapes nearly every decision we make when things get difficult. And that part is called the ego. Let me explain. When you're working hard, you're often uncertain. You don't know if it will pay off or if you're doing it right. The ego doesn't like that. It wants to already feel powerful and accomplished. Hard work reminds you that you're not there yet, and it threatens your self-image. So to avoid feeling bad, your ego pushes you toward easy and comfortable actions that restore the illusion of control. Ironically, ego protects your self-esteem in the short term, but destroys it long term by keeping you weak. Here are some serious signs that your ego is getting in the way of your hard work. You avoid things you're not already good at. You feel jealous or inferior when others succeed. You burn out quickly because effort feels like punishment. And you chase easy wins that make you look good. This kills long-term success because you start working for validation, not growth. So here's how to fix it. There are 2 steps that can completely change how you deal with your ego, and the second one makes the biggest difference. The first step to overcoming the ego is to simply stop listening to it. It will always tell you to avoid failure, but failure is how you learn. The more you face what's hard, the stronger you get, and over time, your mind starts to enjoy that process. The second and most effective step is to shift your focus from outcomes to impact. The ego always wants to know what it's going to get: the views, the money, the praise. But that mindset kills meaning. When you work only for rewards, you start caring more about how things look than what they actually do. So instead, focus on impact, on what your work gives, not what it gets. For example, if you're starting a YouTube channel, don't think about how many views you want or how much money you'll make. That's outcome thinking, and it keeps you trapped in comparison. Instead, focus on what you actually want to say. What do you want to teach? Who do you want to help? And what kind of feeling do you want people to have when they watch your videos? When you focus on impact, your work becomes meaningful, and meaning is what makes effort feel worth it. The same goes for anything. If you're studying, focus on what you're learning, not just the grade. If you're working out, focus on the strength you're building, not just the number on the scale. When you start caring more about doing something good than getting praise, your ego loses its grip. Secret number 2, the overlooked reason social media feels easier than working. For a long time, I personally struggled a lot with productivity. It always felt like I had to drag myself to my desk. The space didn't feel inviting, and I never wanted to sit there for long or do any deep work. And the thing that confused me the most was that I knew how much better my life becomes when I actually work. I knew the results would be amazing, and I knew the work was the only way to make real progress. Yet somehow, social media still felt easier and more enjoyable. So I started asking myself a simple question. Why is being on social media so enjoyable? And why can't working feel the same way? And that's when I noticed something interesting. If you think about it, almost everything we get addicted to on social media is something we've customized ourselves. When we create a social media account, we pick a profile picture we like, we choose a bio, we follow people who match our style, and over time, our feed becomes this personalized space that feels comfortable. You enjoy opening those apps because they look and feel the way you want them to. And here's the problem. Almost no one does this with their workspaces. Most people end up working at a desk that feels empty and depressing, with a computer setup that has no personality or comfort at all. And because of that, the work ends up feeling a lot harder to approach. When a space feels uninviting, the mind automatically looks for reasons to avoid it, even if the work itself is important. So you need to do the same thing with your workspace that you already do with your social media. Customize it. Make it a place you actually want to be in. Change the lighting so it feels good on your eyes. Choose colors and wallpapers on your laptop that you enjoy looking at. And add 1 or 2 things to your desk that gives the area some personality. The goal is to simply turn your workspace into a place your brain actually likes. The same idea applies to any type of hard work. When you're having trouble going to the gym, just customize your experience. Invest in gym clothes you actually like and put together a new playlist. When you do that, you're literally more excited to go to the gym because the whole experience feels better. These details may seem small, but they shape the emotional experience you have in that environment. And when the environment feels better, the work inside it becomes easier to approach. Secret number 3. the identity shift that turns you into a high performer. Most people see hard work as something they have to do. They drag themselves to the gym or to their desk, and every time, they remind their brain that this is a chore. But if your brain believes something is a punishment, it will always try to escape it. That is exactly why most people keep avoiding the things they know they should do. So how do you turn hard work into something you actually enjoy? Instead of forcing yourself to do the hard work every single time, change how you see yourself. Human behavior follows identity. You will always act in a way that matches who you believe you are. If you see yourself as someone who hates discipline or who only works when they feel motivated, you'll always struggle to follow through. But if you start seeing yourself as the kind of person who enjoys learning, improving, and building things, your actions will begin to match that belief. So that means you need to shift your mindset. Instead of treating hard work as a burden, start seeing it as your personal advantage. For example, instead of saying, I need to go to the gym, start saying, I'm the type of person who loves going to the gym and pushing myself. Instead of saying, I have to study, tell yourself, I'm the kind of person who loves learning new things. If others love scrolling or relaxing, you're the one who loves building, learning, and improving. This small shift changes how your brain interprets effort. It no longer sees it as punishment, but as something that fits your identity. Staying consistent becomes so much easier, and when you finally reach your goals, you become someone people genuinely respect. You feel less anxious, and you actually see progress instead of starting over every month. Anyway, here's the final takeaway. If you want your brain to actually enjoy hard work, just focus on these 3 things. First, ignore your ego and focus on impact. Second, customize your workspace. And finally, build the identity that works hard. Once you fix these 3 areas, hard work starts to feel a lot easier. This was the Desire Diaries. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any recommendations for my future videos, let me know in the comments. Until then, stay confident, smart, and glowing.